And for the second part of the evening, I will like to invite our partners and jury that will be coming on stage just right now. Please come on in. If we could leave just maybe a seat for the nominees in the middle, the two seats in the middle for our nominees, that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. So in the meantime, I would like to introduce the audience to our 4 jury members. And we'll start directly with Yannick Barrault. Yannick, you are the head of marketing at Jacques Dros, but you began your career at Blancpain, gaining deep expertise in the world of Swiss watchmaking. After running a restaurant in Gruyère with your wife, you now lead the marketing at Jacques Dros, helping elevate the brand's global visibility. Then we have Noam Yaron. You are a Swiss ultra-endurance athlete and digital creator who uses the platform to promote environmental action. You're a former elite swimmer turned eco-entrepreneur, and you collaborate with major brands and institutions to inspire sustainable change. And tonight you're representing the Swiss Little Prince Foundation. Thank you very much. Then we have Max Bison, director at LGT Bank, representing the Swiss Who's Who board. You are a seasoned private banker with experience at Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, and now LGT Bank. Educated across Geneva, Boston, and Madrid, you hold a master's in international management, and you're here today representing Swiss Who's Who. And finally, Maxime Lagagne, you are a communication strategist and founder of 123 Next Generation, a company that bridges generations through video content and training. And with over 200 videos and more than 100 events organized annually, you empower the leaders to adapt and communicate in times of change. Thank you again for agreeing to being the jury members tonight. And we'll now welcome our first 2 nominees for the Personal Fulfillment Roundtable. Thank you very much. So Marc Rochat et Johanna, d'ailleurs, who presented themselves in the first part. I would like maybe to start to leave the floor to Yannick Barrault. You have the microphones just in front of you. Maybe I'll come back to distribute them among. Feel free to ask your first question to any of the 2 nominees.
So my question was, how do you transmit your family legacy while asserting your own vision? So yourself.
So how do I... sorry. I saw my picture, that's why.
Oh, yeah. I should have started with Marc. All right.
So can you start again? So I thought it was for Marc. I was super focused on...
How do you transmit your family legacy while asserting your own personal vision?
Family legacy is a bit short, but since I just had also a kid only a month ago, so he's still too young. I try to make him smell coffee and so on, but it will come later for wine. So I was lucky to have my passion coming from my godfather, so I took his legacy as a winemaker, and I think now it's more about sharing it with family, but not only family, friends, and also my students, because I teach quite a lot to the young people in apprenticeship that are doing restaurant, CFC, and hotel studies. So for them to kind of show them how wine is helping us understand culture, history, how is it a fantastic natural drink that really reflects our earthland and why we need to respect this. So to kind of try to transmit this, I need to kind of be an example. So try to share that as in my course, but really I took over my family estate in Tuscany now, just sold my shares at Claude Samperot actually, and really now there I can really showcase by doing everything in organic and try to have the more old-schooled methods to kind of be in balance with myself, with my values around nature, and then I believe that if my family sees that, and my friends, when they come on holiday, they are truly convinced that it's the right way to do, and this is a good way to showcase my value instead of talking about it. So just doing the action, and then they feel conquered when they try the product. I hope if they like it, the wine and the olive oil. That's the goal.
Thank you, Johanna. Talking about family, I believe, Max, you have a question for Marc on that subject.
Yes, indeed. Marc, you won your first World Championship medal this year, and it was quite a unique moment, not only for your professional career, but also from a family perspective, because your father, who's a member of the FIS Council, gave you the medal. So can you please share this special moment with us?
Well, it was certainly an unexpected moment, not only mentioning the medal, but having my father, who basically threw me on skis when I was 2 years old, who gave it to me. So it was obviously overwhelming. Sport has always been the thing that we have both shared. My father is a big fan of the sport, and I actually had the chance to do what he always dreamed to do. So we have this connection, and suddenly I found myself on the podium at the World Championships, having my father giving me the medal, and this has been certainly a highlight, or the highlight of my career.
Noam, you have somewhat a similar path as Marc. Maybe would you like to ask him a question?
Sure. It's very inspiring to see someone on the snow. I'm more in the water, so on the other side. I was wondering, how do you find motivation when everything goes south? When you're injured, you told us before, you're seeing all your competitors getting better and better, and you are stuck at home. What's the feeling? And what's the mentality that you have to get to surpass this very hard, I would say, moment in your career?
I would say I had the chance to be part of the best in the world in my domain, which is not given to everyone. And I think by the simple thought of knowing that you can be part of this elite, you have to pursue this path. You have to try and try and try again. And through persistence, you will overcome any sort of challenge. Persistence will beat talent. It will beat genius every single time. And having this in mind, I thought, well, just give it another try and try again and try again and try again every single day. And that's how I ended up here at 32 and still competing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Maxime, you have a similar will as Johanna to transmit to, well, the next generation and other people. Do you have a question for Johanna as well?
Thank you. Yes, Johanna. So you have a family-run business somehow with a strong tradition. And so how do you ensure your know-how, specific know-how about your wine and industry, your know-how is transmitted to the next generation, so if we can say so, and to your employees as well?
Well, you never know because like you have this know-how, but it will be different in a couple of years. So you have to let them, for your colleague they have to be able to bring their know-how or their perception. And again, I think like I like what you said about persistent. That like if you're resilient and it's quite compatible with this persistent, and you're trying to do better every year, you're never setting back, and it's more about showcasing this mindset. Still, I love doing the Masters of Wine exam because it really like push you to your boundaries, to do better, to get into this family of only 400 people reaching this excellence in the wine industry. And so you keep, and now I'm like just like thinking, what is next? Like where can I learn more and do better for my family estate, for my team? Like, and that's again like how you kind of showcase and transmit, because if they see that, then they want to have the same philosophy. And again, I think that's a lot of things that we are being taught here at EHL. It's not about just like the proper skills in viticulture or hospitality. It's really how we are with people that matters the most.
And talking about also this fulfillment, I'd like to leave the floor to Max for as a question as well for Johanna.
Yes, so what legacy do you hope to leave in the world of enology and viticulture?
Trying to find the right balance between making a fantastic product that gives you emotion, because wine is about that. It's not something you need like potatoes to eat and wake up well every day, but it's something where you share a moment, you have fun with friends, you create new connection with people when you meet winemakers, when you have a nice dinner with your friends. When there is a bottle of wine, it's something different. But at the same time, we have huge issues with sustainability. So I think we have to meet this kind of path between innovation and respecting the planet and still making fantastic products, adapting to new trends with low alcohol wines and being aligned for what the next gen really needs. And so if I can find the right path and innovate and find the right product to make, to transmit them, that would be fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johanna. Thank you, Max. And going back to Yannick, who maybe this time has a question for Marc.
Yeah, true. Thank you.
No problem.
My question was, how do you stay emotionally connected in this such a competitive environment on a daily basis? I mean, in terms of relationships, in terms of the connection with your sport?
You certainly have to be extremely focused all year round. But I think, well, in a sport like mine, you're taught very young that showing emotions is perceived as a sort of weakness. So you kind of, keep it all in and don't share your weaknesses and your fears and to your competitors, because they will eat you alive. If I'm standing at the start and I tell my friends, my colleagues, or my opponents, I'm feeling pretty stressed out, they will know there's one less guy to beat. So you learn to keep it in, which can be emotionally extremely exhausting. But the thing is, I wish as a kid a champion would have told me, well, even the best doubt, the best are scared, the best will cry when it's tough, because, with passion, you give it all, you give everything you have every day, and you sacrifice so much through your career. It simply means so much to you. You have to have emotions. And to me, when I kind of understood that, it became a sort of strength as well. So being able to survive through the whole winter, emotionally speaking, you have to open up. Certainly, you have to open up to your close friends, to your family, to my wife, which is a tough mission, but she beats me up every single time. To open up and to speak is for me the only way to survive.
Thank you very much, Marc. Now I'd like to leave the floor to Maxime for your question as well. To Marc.
So you're performing at an elite international level, and you, as you mentioned before, face some certain situation where you can lose as much as you can win. So what can us take away from those moments where you feel uncertain, and you can feel also the adversity?
You can certainly, through a professional athlete career, you will certainly lose a lot more than you'll win. That's certainty. You need to know it when you start it. I lost my train of thought. Sorry,
This happens.
An athlete is usually supposed to perform with an 8-hour sleep a night, and I had a 20 minutes power nap. So
probably have to get used to that.
I will. I'll adapt very fast, probably. The question was, sorry,
No problem. So in those moments of adversity or doubt, what could be the main key takeaway we could learn from you somehow to manage that?
Well, it always comes back to passion. To be able to, take a slap in your face every single weekend, and it won't work for you. And the only way to keep on going is to know that what you're doing is for yourself. For a long time, I thought, am I actually am I skiing for my father or am I skiing for myself? It's a very deep question. And once I realized it was actually my dream to become a professional ski racer, everything changed. And once you do it for yourself, there's no limit.
Thank you. We'll finish with Noam. Maybe your last question to Johanna.
Yes. I have learned a little bit more about what you endured, let's say, for the Master of Wine. I wanted to maybe let you the opportunity to give us more about what you've been through for this process, which is amazing. You are 400 people from 1952. It started, I think. So it's kind of impressive. So I wanted to know more about the journey, about this incredible recognition, and how do you perform in this challenge?
Thank you. So yeah, it's a tough and long program where you have to learn to enjoy the process and the journey because it's quite long, and at the end a lot of people, they don't manage to finish because it's really kind of link the psychological part with it's like training a bit like a sport athlete because you have to take care of your nutrition, make sure your palate is perfect for the day. So it's split in 3 parts. First year is 12 wines blind tasting where you have to find out what is the wine, so grape variety, where does it come from, going back to the village if it's a classic region, vintage sometimes, how was it made, what was the winemaking process, how is it sold, at which price. So it goes, and it's only with what you have in front of you in the glass. So it's tricky, but it's kind of a mystery game where you have to find out everything from the glass. It's a bit like being a lawyer and a detective at the same time, because you have to find out the clue and then argue like a lawyer to explain what it is and why. And then you have theory, so you have viticulture, enology, and so on. Then on the second year, if you pass that first stage, you have 5 exams. So again, viticulture, enology, but also business of wine. 5 big theory exam, focusing mainly on production and a bit on the financial aspect too, and news, let's say. And then you have 3 times the 12 wine blind tasting, but 12 whites, 12 reds, and 12 mixed, can be sparkling, sweet, and so on. So can be anything, rosé. And again, you have to find out everything. So that's a very tricky thing because you have to trust yourself. You have to make sure the wine speaks to you properly and you're on a good day. So that's why the physical training is really key for that. Helps you make better wine afterwards when you know all these details. And then the last part is the part I'm currently doing is the research paper. So you have to do an in-depth analysis. So it's a kind of little thesis where you have to do something useful for the industry. So that's the program. And since it's very long and very hard, if you want to finish, you have to do it for yourself. Really linked to what Marc said. You have to be convinced that you will make a lot of sacrifice, but you have to also keep what is important in your life. So don't be mean with your friends because you really need them. Otherwise, you will never get through the program. It's really like a mix of many hard things. But at the end, you have to find all the key things you like, and you have to be very passionate about wine. If you're just doing it for the title to become a master of wine, then I think it's really hard to become one. And to find, since it's a lot of work, you have to find your topic that will make you thrive and keep you going, because motivation is cool, but discipline will get you there. So you have to be hard on yourself, but not too much, and go step by step and keep on loving your, keep on keeping the love for your passion, let's say.
The Olympics of wine.
Exactly.
Perfect ending. Thank you very much, Noam. We're already at the end. Do you have one last sentence you want to say?
No, it's because Clara is in the room, and she's working now for Little Prince Foundation, but she was working for Nuprod, who created a movie on Master of Wine. So they followed 4 female Master of Wine candidates, all living in Switzerland with the RTS and so on. So if you want to know more, because almost 10 years of studies, it's hard to to summarize in a minute.
Yeah. We will go watch it for sure. And we actually have a documentary on Marc as well called La Roche, so we can watch both. Thank you so much, both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can now take your seat back in the audience.